got my own way to go. No time for worries, let the trivial flow. Eyes on the prize, I ain't looking back. Carrying the weight, but I ain't cutting no slack. They say I'm reckless, but I just call it free. Living my truth, that's the way it's gotta be. Tired of the chatter, tired of the lies. I'm flying higher, cutting all the ties. I don't give a damn, I don't give a fuck. Gonna live my life, ain't about to get stuck. Rolling with the punches, dancing in the rain. Laughing at the chaos, ain't feeling no pain. Try to tell me you gotta play it safe, but I'm running wild, I ain't no one's slave. Chasing down my dreams, got no time to waste. Feeling the freedom, loving the taste.
I threw that one in there for you, Paul.
Cancel.
You're always nice for me.
Cancel culture. It just doesn't know how to die. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm showing you guys way too much nudity right now. Holy cow.
Oh, you're naked.
Decent exposure.
Wow, that was wild. But
Where's
anywho.
the police at?
So cancel culture just won't die. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it anymore.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What in true fashion, what is the point of cancel culture when it came about?
So my understanding, this is a loose interpretation because it's a language I don't speak. But from my understanding, instead of focusing on mental health, we started focusing on safe spaces with a thought process of, if I don't see it, I don't have to think about it. And I think somewhere who thought they were too smart thought that maybe if we just move these people to a safer space, they won't have so many problems. So it became this, hey, that hurts my feelings, please take it off. Without the thought of others, yet the hyper focus of the one individual with their feelings hurt. Now you're talking about a species with over 6 billion people on a singular rock.
Right.
So there are 7 of me on planet Earth. Do you understand? Like there are 6 other people that look exactly like me on planet Earth right now. Spread around. The same thing with you, PR. Same thing with you, Patrick. Yeah. So you're going to find like minds. But when we're talking about a group of individuals that talk louder than everyone else,
right?
It sounds like it's loud. It sounds like it's, I don't know. And then you just had people trying to sniff other people's asses, and you turn into this weird ass part. You even see it in the Olympics right now. Like everyone's super excited about the medal count, but the gold is the only thing that matters.
How is that the only thing that matters?
I
don't understand.
I warned you guys about this, that China and all these other countries will try to make this more about...
It's not even China. It's only one fucking country.
Yeah.
It's Australia. They're the ones that are over here trying to make it seem like they're this top shot country. Sir, ma'am, respectfully, y'all are not them.
Can't anyway. Where are they currently sitting?
This is the crazy thing. It don't matter which way you look at it.
Yes.
Gold, winning.
Yes.
Silver, winning.
Yes.
Bronze, winning.
Yes.
Overall, winning.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, guess what we're doing? Winning.
Winning.
Well,
absolutely.
Here's the thing. Australia should be thanking their stars that dude had a giant dick, because they would be only at 12 right now if that wasn't the case, because the guy from France was going to win gold and his dick wasn't so big.
But this is the thing about Australia.
That.
They've been talking crap since the beginning.
Didn't we beat them in rugby this year for the bronze medal?
They didn't even get a bronze medal in that.
Did USA
and that's their sport.
Rugby
that is their sport.
Australian rugby? Yeah.
Isn't that area like New Zealand?
And we didn't just beat them in rugby. We beat the best of the best.
Like y'all are, this is like saying Australia beats us in basketball. That's a huge thing.
Yeah. So what else does Australia, like, is there surfing in the Olympics? They should be good at surfing.
Swimming is supposedly supposed to be their sport. But even in swimming, we beat them in overall golds and just overall medals.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know what they need to do, bro? Hand to God? They need to start swimming with sharks. Because if you're not fast enough to beat a shark, you're not fast enough to beat the United States. So you might as well lose a leg.
And this is the crazy part. In the last swimming event, it was the 400-meter relay for the women.
Yeah.
And not only did Australia didn't even medal in that event.
Right.
We won gold. But not only did we win gold, we broke the world record in the process of winning gold.
Yeah.
No,
Again.
2 of them. Twice. They did two different events.
So again, you guys have been on this internet talking all this crap like y'all are this hotshot country, but y'all barely are making a dent in the total medal count, let alone don't even talk to me about anything. Y'all not even on our level.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just swimming that they were puffing their chest about.
They were puffing their chest in general.
Still didn't win.
This is the thing. They were saying they were I didn't hear nothing about medal count until Australia started talking about, we're not talking about total medals. We're talking about gold medals. And at the time, they had 9 or 10 and we had 7 or 8 gold medals. And then literally within a day, it was upside down.
What's up with people talking trash at the Olympics period? Like old boy from Canada's talking shit about the
Dylan
U.S.
Brooks.
men's basketball.
Dylan
Brooks for a minute.
Every time you open your mouth and you talk crap, it
poo-poo
backfires.
Poo-poo trash falls out your mouth.
Backfires.
Well, Paul and I had a very interesting conversation about this the other day at the start of it. And I was laughing while I was not at PR, because PR was on the side of the globe and I was on the side of USA. Yeah. But I ended up breaking it down in video game terms, right? And I listed off Canada's NBA players, and then I listed off the USA's NBA players, and I went, you get that squad, I get the USA squad. Yeah. Let's go online and settle this right effing now. And if you just think about it in that limelight, right? Think about the overalls.
Knock them out every single time.
You're going to beat them by 60 fucking points every time, right?
And the point of that conversation was, this was my issue when it came to the U.S. And it's not even the U.S.
Yeah.
All these other countries have at least 1 to 2 starting or cringe starting NBA players, right? And you can't expect Joker to carry a bunch of nobodies from Serbia and think you're going to beat Team USA.
Right. Even if, let's give him 30 points and 10 rebounds every game.
You're not going to do that. The only
Which
team
Giannis is the leading scorer right now with 27, I think.
The only team with a full spectrum of players that can actually probably give USA a run for their money right now, with the speed and momentum that USA has right now, and they have a lot of momentum on their back right now.
Yeah. I mean, they're chasing 8.
Is Team
That's
Canada.
The magic number.
That's it. France might give them like the space between my fingers of a chance.
Most of these teams give them a run for their money in the first 12, 15 minutes because they're just getting their feet wet.
But this is the thing. If you can't stop my bench, you can't stop my start.
No. It's wave after wave with the NBA.
And it's like
talent.
the fact that they can just sub every 5 to 10 minutes and you can't keep up because majority of your good players are your starters. Your role players on your bench for most of these countries stay international. It's just the way it is.
Let's be honest.
And again, it's not knocking those countries, but it's just
if they were good enough to beat us, they'd be playing in the NBA. Yeah. Am I right or am I wrong? So when it comes down to it, we would beat ourselves. Like Anthony Edwards there taking 40 shots at the end of the game. But
come on, he's going for a record.
We're already winning by 30, so what did it matter at that point?
Just let him shoot him anyway.
Yeah,
just let him shoot.
The reason why I brought that is because Japan was a perfect example.
Yeah.
Japan has Rui Hachimura. As good of a player he is in the NBA, there's no possible way that he can carry the team of Japan and think that you're going to be able to stand with teams like Team USA.
They're 3 coming. They didn't even make it to the knockout stage.
It's weird.
Even Greece won a basketball game.
Now, when it comes to men's 3-on-3, that's a whole nother story. Clearly, we're sending out high school players that don't know how to develop ball yet.
There's a handful of Olympic events that I'm just wondering what the hell our Olympic committee is doing. Yeah,
the big 3 should have been the one to send players to the Olympics.
Why wouldn't we send the big 3?
I'm telling you right now, some of the players in that big 3, as old as they are, and they still have
they're
young
freaking
talent.
dogs.
Yeah.
They will
dogs.
still dog walk everybody in the
yeah.
Olympics. I
Pat
think.
McAfee's got 100K on it, and Ice Cube's got 50K on it. That the gold medal 3v3 come and take on the All Stars of the Big Three.
I would watch that.
So
in a
I
heartbeat.
hope that happens. Yeah, I can't wait. And the winner's going to get 150K. It
So
may even
here's
be
my
more
question.
by the time it actually happens.
Yeah.
Do you
Hope
think
everybody
in
keeps adding in.
2028, do you think they send Big Three? They let Big Three, the league,
Right.
send
Well,
their best three.
Here's another question for you, bro. Check this out. Shooting in the Olympics. We took 0 medal. Zero medals.
We took 1 gold,
We ended up getting a gold
but it was because we had the rifle.
in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, that's what we're good at with the rifle.
So, anywho,
Yes, we should. You would have thought.
So,
you know.
question for you.
Well,
Question for you.
think
If
about
you
it.
were in the military and somebody came up to you and was like, "Hey, you've got a chance to go play for Team USA, but if you win a gold, oh yeah, you would even get the money because the $37,000 you get
yearly salary.
isn't, but it isn't 250,000 in one go, which is the life changing amount the government thinks. So if you're in the Army, like you can't buy lottery tickets or nothing, right? But if
I'm taking a shot.
but if per chance you happen to win or receive somehow, not win, receive somehow $250,000 through an inheritance or something, you can leave the military scotch-free. You sign a piece of paper. That's
In
a
theory,
life-changing.
yes.
It's a life-changing amount of money.
Because technically, you're making more than what you make in the military,
Yeah.
so you're not obligated to.
Yep. So there would be some type of contract based off of endorsements, yada, yada, yada. Because, like, the military isn't going to willingly let you go change your life until they're done with you, let's be honest. And I don't give a fuck about that. Most of us who join are in a different mindset anyways. I would have signed any piece of paper at any moment stating, yeah, I'll give up everything I want. I want to be here right now, but I'll go to the Olympics real quick, whatever.
What do I have to lose?
What do I have to lose? Yeah. Worst case scenario, I suck at PT for a little while when I come back. That ain't going to take long to fix. So it's like, why aren't we sending the best of the best when it comes to this?
I don't know.
What is the point of it? Does the committee look and they go, yeah, we're going to win this many medals here, so we can fill in.
It's like
just
they're prioritizing on certain events and not giving a damn about other ones. And I'm like, in my mind,
You're the committee. You're not supposed to prioritize anything other than the best of the best.
Everything that I can possibly dominate. I don't
Charles,
care how
you're-
less of a sport you think it is.
Yeah.
We took silver in skeet shooting.
I'm saying maybe things have changed in the last 24
Well, no, I'm
hours,
just saying
right?
this 'cause this is relative to what you just purchased. You just purchased
Okay.
it. We took second. We took silver in skeet. I mean,
You better start
obviously-
practicing. You got 4 years, buddy.
Yeah, you could go.
listen, I could go do it. I could go do it right
And it's-
now.
Yeah.
I'd win bronze right now. I'd win bronze. I just
cool.
started skeet shooting last year, but I'm a
I
natural
thought
athlete.
You would at least make the American team.
Listen.
Oh,
you
I
got-
promise you I would. And shout out to Kristen Faulkner. I probably screwed that name up, but the cyclist, the gold medal cyclist. PR, you had made a post about her earlier,
yes,
but
yes,
shout out to her. Fantastic story. Okay, so we hadn't medaled in 40 years in this event. We take the gold, or maybe we haven't won the gold in 40 years, but spare
way,
the
we haven't
details.
won it in
40
40
fucking
We'll
years.
just say- we'll just say we haven't
But
gold
this
medal in 40
person
years.
didn't even make the team. She was an alternate
Yeah.
and just ended up by chance being in a situation and capitalized on it. Now, this shouldn't be a shocking story. It should be America. All our alternates should win bronze, silver, or gold, regardless.
Again, it goes back to your point, Charles. You should want to send as the committee the best of the best, whether it's alternate or the person that's
Right.
starting. Because again, you want to be good, sending your people out there to win every single event as best as they can. And the fact that we didn't win a game on 3 for the men's, and the women's walk away with bronze.
The person who picked that 3-on-3 team should be fired. Period. We should not have 40-year droughts in Olympic anything. Whomever had say or helping say in the decision to pick these teams that didn't even make it a effing anything, throw in whatever word you want in there, regardless, they should be fired.
It makes
They obviously can't do their job.
Qualifying for this? Did they really have qualifying for some of these events? Let's
Probably
be
not.
100% honest. I'm starting to feel like they didn't.
But this is the thing: the same way that you feel
Do you think they do
about
like
building
dodgeball
those
qualifiers?
Ooh, I would do that.
In the movie Dodgeball?
You can
Yeah.
dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I seriously want to start one of those wiffle ball leagues. We're going to talk about that, or a wiffle ball team for Nina and Appleton and Oshkosh.
Yeah.
I seriously want to do that. But sorry, I've been meaning to say that out loud for a minute.
We're going to hold that guy.
To wrap up the whole Olympics thing, right? Because for one, it's just been a popcorn joke of a show from the very beginning. I'm super excited. Like a small list of things that I've loved that have come from this Olympics, but what fucking took so long? Yeah. Like things like Flava Flav and old Snoopy Dogg and just financing teams, financing sports.
Like that's unacceptable.
Yeah, the amount of money we're getting for a medal compared to other countries, like what in the frank is going? How much money are we paying these people on the committee? Because I promise you, it's too much. And it might. And if it's a nonprofit, we're never going to know.
Break that down. I'll get you those numbers right now. Just give me a couple minutes.
I'll give you a couple minutes while I'm going off on this. The scenario in the boxing situation. I've literally got one thing to say about the IBA and the IOC are fighting each other right now because the IBA is more or less funded by a Russian energy company via some damn contract in 2020. And because Russia has invaded Ukraine, the IOC already dismissing Russia from the Olympics. They're all pissed. The IOC and the IBA have been fighting for a really long time. There is a whole bunch going on, and nobody fucking knows what they're talking about except one definitive thing. That boxer in question was born a woman, and she's boxed. She's boxed often as a woman. In fact, she's got 9 losses. Something happened last year that caused
it was a gender test or something like that where her testosterone level was too high.
Absolutely, which how this switched to her being a man, weird to me. All that screams is somebody's cheating. That's all it is, and it's being hid under a medical curtain of confidentiality. Please, I was also part of the random push of, I guess we could call it Russian misinformation at this point. I had been hearing rumbles about it for a little over a week, actually, and I started to see random-ass videos about it on Facebook. It's weird. I trust Instagram more than Facebook, and I should have remembered that. But anywho, and shout out TikTok for continuing to do amazing things. Those TikTok people really know how to... I was just watching a video yesterday about somebody was sleeping with a married woman at work and put it on TikTok, and the TikTok people got pissed.
What?
Yeah, and ended up finding out the location, sent the videos to the dude's boss and to the chick's husband. And
you do like investigative reporting.
Oh my God, dude! Shout out
you need to
TikTok,
be on TikTok,
bro! Shout out TikTok. Yeah, yeah. I've been seeing a lot of those types of things coming in, and I'm like, wait a minute.
All right,
You're
I
missing out
have
on a lot.
The TikTok community seems to be pretty chill, man. They're like, yo, you're a dirtbag. We're going to put you in a sandbag. Hell yeah, TikTok. I enjoy that. Shout out.
I have these salaries here.
Here we go. Let's hear the IOC salaries. These are the people that more or less decided $37,000 per gold was enough.
We'll skip to the important ones. Marketing. Vice President of Marketing, $157K. Director of Communications, $93K. Vice President of Communications, $131K. For a content writer, $50K. Technical analyst, $102K. Learning and development analyst, $73K. Business systems analyst, $117K. Now, these all have multiple things. And this is off of Indeed, which had 200 people report. 69% people are satisfied with their salaries paid through the U.S. Olympic Committee. Now, I'll break down some more numbers for you. Hold on here. Let's just get down the last one. The last, in 2022, was the last reported. A $345 million revenue, expenses of $327 million. So only a surplus of $18 million. So only $18 million got carried over to 2023. So you're telling me their expenses are surprisingly, their expenses are just as much as what they're bringing in. so they can get rid of a
What
lot
a
of money.
coincidence.
They have to. Yeah, they have. I
It's a-
hate to.
well, it's a
I hate to be
nonprofit.
that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit, but I hate to be that guy. I was expecting to hear them be more.
At least in the millions or something.
Yeah, I'm.
These are almost like regular jobs.
But
in this kind
but
of
you got to
company.
remember, this is a nonprofit. That's a lot of money to pay a nonprofit.
Yeah, that's normal.
Considering most nonprofits are volunteer people.
But also
not
at the
paid
magnitude
people.
of the IOC, though. To
me that.
it just
Oh, the
sucks.
IOC makes way more. This is just the United States Olympic Committee.
Yeah. Oh, I know the IOC makes way more.
IOC,
Yeah,
you're talking billions. with the IOC.
No, I'm.
Yeah, but that's just reported
It's-
money. That's
Oh no,
reported.
I mean it is what it is. It is what it has to be. I don't think there's a lot of question in there. I'm not shocked, especially with what I'm doing in school right now. Yada yada.
Maybe they're paid so shitty. That's why we get shitty.
I was just sitting here
Maybe they
thinking.
don't give a shit. Maybe that's why.
I was just
Not
thinking
wrong.
Paid enough.
the quality of people we get, because in reality this probably isn't a primary income. It's probably a secondary income,
Oh, for sure.
which is why again the numbers are what they are. But for a secondary income, that seems pretty
Right.
intense. We would have to do a little bit more digging, more or less, is what this comes down to. Is it a primary income? Is it a secondary income? Because if it's a secondary income and we're getting the quality that we're getting, we need new people. Because that's a hell of a lot of money for a secondary income. That means
your
you're
primary then?
right, which means as a secondary income, in theory, you're giving it less than 15 hours a week.
This is what you're explaining to me. You're saying, this is your primary income, I want you hyper fucking focused on that
Yeah.
being your day job. I want you to go out and basically
Yeah,
find
yeah.
the best of the best.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's your job.
And I'm not surprised about the expenses, because if you're flying around the country constantly looking for the best of the best,
Yeah.
Because you're basically
And-
recruiting.
yeah, and there's over 60 sports or 60 events or whatever that number is. You've got to be scouting people from all over. In theory, you would hope that like they would do like an American or like America's Funniest Home Videos style, right? Like you should be asking. Yeah.
And
And
this
this thing,
is
you got
every
almost
2 years
4
because
years.
you've got the Winter Olympics as well. It's not just the Summer Olympics. They
Yeah,
cover
yeah.
all
So
the Olympics.
so it's all
So-
year long. So
You
I mean,
got 4 years to build these teams.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just doing this in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
You're doing world champions. You're doing indoor champions, outdoor championships. Like there's different events, especially for like track and field and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
you got basketball. That's all. It's just. I'm with you. There's just no way that you're sending out mediocre for some sport
I think
and top
what-
talent for the others.
Paul, what bothers people the most is that whole turkey guy with the pistol, the guy that looked like the damn
Yeah.
there with one hand in his
protect
pocket.
that dude's cat with
Yeah, and get-
everyone's
I had
lives.
no,
And
no
getting a silver
earbuds,
medal.
no nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what bothers people. People think that kind of stuff happens all the time. It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Most of the time, it's the person that this is their life. This is the only thing they're good at. Mm-hmm. This guy just waltzed out there. Yeah.
Some people are really good at
He was
just
also
being
an
themselves.
ex-military or an ex-police officer too. So it's not like he
Yeah.
didn't have any freaking training.
Yeah,
Come
spends
on.
a lot of time at the range. That's what I'm saying. It's befuddling to me how the entire process works. But
Do you know
I'm
who
not
the
as
3-on-3
confu-
roster was?
the only name I know is Jimmer Fredette, and I have no idea why he was there.
Jimmer Fredette, Jordan Davis,
Jordan Davis, and then Connor Berry, which is Rick Barry's son.
Rick Barry's, and then some Maddox guy. I don't even know if he played in the G League. Maybe.
All of them played G League except Jimmy Fredette.
You could have sent Cooper Flagg, and it would have been
But
way
I was-
better.
it-
If you would have
doesn't
sent
make
college
sense.
kids, it probably would have been better for sure.
Yeah.
But you're sending people that nobody knows or isn't cut out to play three on three. I would have rather preferred either sending the big three or street ballers over
Did
there.
we
be
check
honest,
the birth
that's a
certificates
no
on the players for Morocco?
Why are they old as shit?
I'm just saying, under 23, that one guy looked like he was 40. Because I was wondering, I'm like, wait a minute, why isn't our
Oh, you
top
mean
dogs out there?
They were under 23.
No, it's under 23. That's what
Jimmy
you.
Fredette is not under 23.
Jimmer Fredette's.
No, the soccer team. Sorry, the soccer team. Morocco's.
Them jokers old as dirt.
Yeah.
Soccer for the Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah, it was U2.
Oh,
It was U23. Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. You really threw me in Paul.
Sorry.
Oh, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Old
Jimmy
shit.
Fredette is not 23. That's
Sorry,
old.
sorry. Oh, no,
Morocco.
yeah.
Basketball team.
I'm just saying, soccer.
That's the rule?
Yeah, it was U20. It was U23,
under
which stands for
23.
under 23. Yeah, because I was like, wait a
They
minute,
look
where's
old
the,
as dirt like that.
yeah? I'm like, where's all our top dogs at, bro?
Let's find some.
Oh, I tried. I saw this clip while he finds this. Somebody was trying to say, how does the U.S. men's soccer not make it out of the knockout rounds for soccer? I'm like, because we're not good at it.
Yeah, where have you been living? We have sucked. In
When
soccer.
has the U.S. soccer team for the men's ever been good at anything?
Listen, the only thing that makes MLS popular is foreign players at the end of their career coming over.
Like the last 3-4 years.
One of the only ones that chose it a little too early, I think it was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and I know I butchered that
Messi's
name.
in the ass end of his career.
Yeah.
Beckham was at the ass end of his career.
Yeah.
Like the only American that I know that was popular in MLS is Billy Donovan. I believe that was him. He played for the LA Galaxy.
Was it Billy or Brandon?
I don't know. But
it's just.
I know his last name is Donovan.
I know what you're talking about. Though.
But that's the only American soccer player that I know famous from MLS. Everybody else, I have no clue. And this is not to disrespect
I found
the
it,
sport.
Charles.
Yeah.
Just wait. It gets even more confusing. Just wait till I bring this up.
Yeah.
It gets even better.
That's right, because I'm like, where's like Christian Pulisic? Where's McKinney? I'm like, what the hell?
Dude, look at the ages. Their goalie is 35 years old.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, 25
no
years
way.
old. And there's a guy down here that's 28 as well.
Yeah, so what's up with the U23?
What's Soufiane Rahimi?
Clearly, maybe
28.
they started at 23 with the team and they got.
Well, these sons of bitches are level 20. That's where was Chris? Okay, go to the United States squad real quick, if you don't mind. I mean, right there in front of us, it says U23, does it not?
Indeed.
That stands for under 23.
I'm blind, but I'm not that blind. Them letters is big as hell.
No, 31.
31. Yeah, because
What's the point?
I do not understand this at all. Are these alternates?
No. I thought that Tim dude was effing old, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the thing.
What's
Like,
the
we
point
just.
of having the tag of under 23. You're gonna have jokers in their 30s.
Maybe I'm just special, and we're about to find out.
All right, yeah, you'd find out why this under 23. You're allowed to be.
Are they getting grandfathered in? Are they in a contract?
Old.
How are you in your 30s? I'm not saying that I'm the smartest math person in the world, but that math's not math.
Olympic soccer term U23 refers to the fact that the men's football tournament is officially an under 23 competition. Only players 23 years old and younger as of January 1st, 2024 are eligible to compete, although teams are allowed up to 3 overage players on the roster. All right, there it goes.
Okay, but that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
So if we're
I don't
allowed,
think you should allow that, though. I think
Why?
that
What
defeats
is
the
the point?
purpose.
But my bigger question is, why the hell did we send the ones we sent? Why didn't we send the better ones?
We don't have any better ones. Those might have been the best.
Christian Pulisic, Jason McKinney.
They didn't want to play.
And the goalie, fucking, it's not Howard, but what's his face? Dude's a good name. Matt something. Sorry, it's hard to pay attention to soccer.
All this is confusing as far as it boils back down to what you said, Charles.
Yeah, I told you.
Why are we not sending the best of the best for everything? Why is it only certain events that we want to send the elite and then just send what we can find for everything else? Isn't the point of this is to dominate?
Yeah. Are we just trying to be nice?
Fuck that, man.
Probably.
Is that it? Are we just trying to be nice? Because that's fucking stupid.
I'm not here for participation trophies.
I've never been here for a participation trophy.
I'm here for the gold.
I'm here for championships. Oh, in case anybody's out there wondering if I didn't play sports in high school either.
You bring that ball every time. Bring that ball out at least once a week.
I still remember the setup dude taught me too. Oh, child. The only thing you were good at in high school was golf. I didn't even play golf in high school, bro. But anywho. So the Olympics, yeah, that's been fun. I don't know
what it is.
It's been weird this summer.
I'm over it. Like
the way they're televising it too, it's just
you can't scroll and watch TV for the Olympics, right? Because everything live happens from like 4 a.m. to just around 10 a.m. And then you have all this encore presentation, and you're like, oh, cool, let me check this game out. Not realizing it's encore, because after the first couple of days, they stopped calling it encore, and they started calling it bonus coverage.
Even though we've already seen it.
It's 1:24 in the morning in France. Ain't nothing bonus about it.
It happened already.
I was watching the USA Women's in Japan, and it was like the 98th minute. Nothing had happened yet. So I'm scrolling, and all of a sudden I see USA beats Japan, double overtime, 1-0. And I look up, and I'm
Dennis
like...
Rodman's daughter hit the game-winning goal.
Yeah, she's a dog, man.
I think she's the highest paid female soccer player in the country right now.
Yeah. Deservedly.
I'm honestly not even with the men's basketball. I'm not as hyped as I thought I would be. Like, I don't know what it is about these Olympics. It's just not. I'm excited that we're winning. Don't get me wrong. We're dominating what we need to dominate, but it's missing a certain player. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they're. I don't know.
To me, it's just pros beating up on high school kids. That's not fun for me to watch.
Should we go back to sending college kids?
No.
To even it out?
No, because losing is worse.
I don't know. A lot of these teams have older players. It's just there's not as many.
Yeah, it is. It's just.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening that shouldn't happen.
Well, the women's is even worse because they haven't lost in 58 games.
Yeah. Pure dominance.
Yeah.
And you just need to put Plum and Tarasi on the bench. Like, just enough is enough.
But that goes back to what Patrick said. Tarasi has no business being on that
slow.
team whatsoever.
They're so slow, bro.
She got her pocket picked back-to-back possessions. Now, I'm not by any means a fantastic basketball player, but I would know that if I got my pocket picked by a player and I know that I couldn't get around them, don't give me the ball again. Take my ass out of the game because guess what? I can't compete against this person. I can't go 1v1
on the bench.
Yeah, you're there for your experience, not your play. And this is nothing against her.
She's a Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Famer. Great player. I'm sure she's done many great things in her community.
At some point, you gotta, just like any future player that's gonna retire, you have to already have known. Okay, maybe I'm well past.
Isn't this her 6th Olympics?
I think it's her.
She's the record. She set the women's record. Yeah.
I think she has.
Isn't there one every 4 years?
She wants to go 6-0. That's why. Yeah, this is her 6th Olympics, I believe.
You could have still done that from the bench.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be the starter.
And this has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark or Angela Reese, which those two would have been much better than the other two you put in there. But
did they give her the starting position just because of?
I think it's just out of pure
token.
If we're being honest, it doesn't matter if they're there or if not. It
doesn't matter who's on the court. They can put any starting 5 out there is going to score 30 points in the first quarter.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
And American women's sports should dominate. The rest of the world doesn't value the woman product the way the United States has been starting to better. I get in arguments all the time with people on Facebook. It's illegal to even be gay over here. And listen, I'm not talking to you about your politics. I'm sitting here in my first world country here living a good life.
You and your country rules that's up to you and your country. That's got nothing to do with what's going on in this sport.
Let's talk about football.
It's back.
The Olympics were this is probably the most disappointing Olympics. I'll remember this for the rest of my life, and I'm so grateful. All right, this is how I'm going to end this on Olympics. Everybody do their thing too afterwards. I am so grateful for France because you have allowed me one more egg in your rotten ass barrel that you've already gifted us throughout time. I didn't even realize you guys had a Revolutionary War. I'm going to be honest. Like, I knew it, but I forgot it. I learned about it in school. I just, for the life of me, could not I would have told you were a liar. But to me, the absolute worst Olympics of all time. It's been a joke from the start, to the water, to the umping, to the containment. There has been some fantastic singular stories about people becoming the pinnacle of their sport, and that's fantastic. But it just stunk like a French turd.
Two people.
And I'll remember that the rest of my life.
2 people went to the hospital now because they swam in that damn water in the triathlon now. They got E. coli poisoning.
Terrible. That is
We said this, Charles, at your house. We were like,
listen, we've said that water is dirtier than dirt.
I'm swimming it. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
I got a football thing to start off with that would probably just make you laugh more than anything in this world.
Jared Goff threw 4 interceptions against the Giants.
Even worse than that.
Yeah.
Even worse. I know we're not Madden. I'm not a big Madden player.
No. Yeah.
However, you know who and what the rating is for the lowest player in this year's Madden?
No.
Does anybody remember the name Nathan Peterman?
Yeah. Peterman.
Yeah. You know what his rating is? Just throw a number out there.
60.
54.
Right. So the average rating, even for a rookie player coming in, can average between 60 and 80, depending on the position and depending on your draft selection. Correct?
Yeah.
Nathan Peterman, current rating in Madden 25 is 49.
Who does he play for now?
The New Orleans Saints.
Is he even on a roster, or is he just there?
But this is the funny thing. He just got released, and they signed Nakua, little brother, from the UFL.
Oh, really?
But your Madden rating is a 49 as a quarterback.
I want people to win a game with that, dude.
Tactically,
listen, you're still
back
in the
in
game, so
pickleball
that's still, but you're in the game, so that's a flex.
Yeah.
But for the wrong reasons.
So shout out to the Green Bay Packer fans. Over 70,000 people showed up for that Packers family night.
That's insane.
And it's literally just a fucking practice under the lights with fireworks at the end of it. There is a video out there you should see of a young man catching 3 punts. It is absolutely stunning, but otherwise it was just a really great environment. Some early takeaways.
Yes, sir.
Jordan Love is going to earn every effing penny of that contract. That dude's accuracy, when the lights come on and the eyeballs focus,
he's in.
Is fucking crazy, dude. It's so good. It's so good. And our defense is going to be, I said it a few weeks ago, I'm going to cement it. I'm not writing this bitch in stone. We're writing it in cement. This is going to be the year the Green Bay Packers defense break whatever interception record the team currently has. I'm telling you, they are going.
Is this the best defense y'all had in your lifetime?
I don't want to say that right now because
does they have the potential to be the best defense that you've witnessed?
How you feel with Caleb Williams is how I feel with.
You're ready to put all your eggs in the basket.
I can't because it's never been good in my entire life. We've had great players. We've had great players, but as a collective group,
just hasn't panned out all the time.
How young, electric, and hungry they are is I'm so excited. Last year, my main focus was the defense and to see Jordan Love grow. Right. This year, my main focus is that defense. I think we're going to win games because of the defense, and the offense is just going to be the beneficiary of great field position. Going into last year, I was talking, we can win 9 to 10 games as long as our defense pulls 4 wins out their ass.
Right.
We ended up doing way better than that because of the offense. It's crazy, but Jeff is allowing our defense to be the best version of themselves in the position that best fits them. And that sounds wild to say out loud, but in the NFL, you're considered a pro. It doesn't matter what you do good. You need to do this good, or you're not going to get playing time. Seems like Jeff is bringing this college type atmosphere to his defense, and he's looking at what he has, and he's, holy shit, if we just stay here, we're going to be really good. And on the flip side of that too, practices are scripted. Okay, so when you hear about quarterbacks not doing well in practice in this preseason, people tend to put a lot of smoke in a direction. The thing is that from the tape last year, this is what you were bad at. So this is what you're going to see so we can make you better at it. Jeff has more or less taken that script out and went, this is what we're going to be doing on this situation. I don't care about your offense. I'm here for the defense.
Right.
And it's working. It's electric so far. It's practice and preseason. But the things I'm hearing and seeing coming out of training camp aren't the things we normally hear or see. So that's very exciting.
I'm happy for you guys, honestly. Not really, but...
Damn, that hurt. That hurt. How's the scuttlebutt coming out of Chicago?
I'm like, the way Caleb is practicing, it's like you said, to put all your eggs in a basket off of training camp and preseason, it's a lot. One, he didn't play in preseason, our first preseason game, but again, neither did most of our starters anyway, and that even on the Houston side.
Zero across the board. Yeah.
They never do. They never do.
So I'm not really surprised at that. I did seeing Tyson playing playing very good. Our secondary offense was hitting. Our defense was a little slow at first. They were letting the run game just do whatever they wanted on them, and it was frustrating.
Felt like it was too early to get hit.
But Caleb is looking good in training camp. I'm like, he's hitting the passes that need to get hit, but it's training camp. I need to see the action in live.
What if we don't see him week 2 preseason? Are we going to start getting worried?
The analytical side of me is going to say no.
Right.
But the fandom in me, I'm like, hey, guy, I need you out there. Me as a fan, I want to see, even if it's 1 or 2 series. I'm like, I don't need you to be out there the whole first quarter. Even if it's just 1 series, let me see what you have with the top weapons that you have here. Again, you could take the pads after the first series off all of them.
If you're worried about him getting hurt already in the preseason, that seems weird to me.
I'm not worried about getting him hurt.
I'm just saying as a collective group. Let's say he doesn't play week 2 in the preseason. I don't expect to see Jordan Love until week 3, maybe week 4. Week 3, we're lucky, and that's usually
when it happens.
But with a rookie, this is weird. Yeah, this is weird because C.J. Stroud would have played,
but it made sense for him to sit down. Like I'm not surprised. Right. Again, that's your franchise quarterback. You already know what he's capable of. There's nothing. It's not like you need to see much more. Do you know what he's capable of when you haven't seen him play a game? It's the AFC South. I'm like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I know what he's. Oh no, I didn't mean CJ. We were talking about Caleb. No, I was talking CJ. Last year would have been in that game, along with Bryce.
So Caleb did just sign. I fully expect to see him next week. Plus, this is the Hall of Fame game. This is more of a joint practice than it is actually a preseason game.
And that grass is terrible.
Yeah, that grass is awful. Everybody says that how many years they've canceled it? So many years. It got canceled this year too because of the rain again.
Now I'm a big Roshan Johnson fan because he's a Longhorn product. I watched him in college, and now that he's on my Bears, it's exciting. Yeah. Because he's I think 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". He's a big dude for running back, and to have that kind of speed that he has between him, Swift, and Herbert, that's going to be just a beautiful thing to watch coming out the backfield.
Are you excited for Thursday's new trash games? The Panthers and Patriots, Lions and Giants.
That's this Thursday?
It's this Thursday. So not only the Lions and Giants practicing with each other and fighting, but they're also having to play each other on Thursday.
It almost broke double-digit fights today.
I heard that it was terrible. Like that there was a lot of swings.
I think it was 7 to 9.
What is y'all's take on these joint practices?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
What is the physical purpose of it?
I like it.
Fights.
I like it. In the analytical piece of paper side,
Sure.
And you take the human emotion out of it, which nobody can measure that. But per se, like we were just talking about, okay, so Caleb Williams is only seeing scripted defenses right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
In a joint practice, you're no longer seeing those scripted defenses. You're now allowing the creation of controlled game tape because you're not going to rip the dude's head off, but you're not going to allow him to do what you want him to do. He has to earn it.
Do you think we see Caleb on Saturday versus the Bills?
That's what that is my.
I'm hoping. I
That's
would
what
like to.
we were just talking about. I don't understand why you wouldn't. I think you are hurting him more.
Even a series or two.
That's what I'm saying. Just give me 1 or 2 series. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
You don't
one
even have
series
to make it, you can
with a
pull
first
him out
down, 2 series, 4
Let
down.
him throw an easy slant. Let him be mobile. Get on the move. He doesn't have to sit in the pocket.
Give me a little taste.
It's still preseason, so you're
Complete a
you're
pass,
going
just everybody
70%.
can
Right?
That's
Nobody's
my
going.
guy.
The people who go 100% get hurt in preseason. Everyone
Right.
knows that. So you're going 70%. You might get a showboat play here or there. That dude's going to end up hurt. It's just how the story
But
goes.
give me 1 or 2 series. 2 series max. And I'll be fine just to see, okay, this is how it looks like in real time. Because, again, we're not in the Pac-12 anymore.
Right.
This isn't college.
That's
These
what
are
I'm
the
saying.
pros.
The only thing that comes to mind if we don't see him is he's not ready. And if he's not ready, the playoffs and Super Bowl talk need to quit. Like that needs to
They
go.
need to stop already. They
And
shouldn't
it
even be a
needs to be.
conversation.
It needs to, and everyone and their mother needs to go to Vegas and bet the under on these Bears. If he's not ready yet, right? That's the thought process. So, other than that, what would be a reason to keep him out of Saturday's game?
There isn't anything. There's no reason whatsoever.
So we should see him. I think all signs are pointed to seeing Caleb Williams
Did he
on
even
Saturday.
dress?
He did.
He dressed,
padded up and everything.
Oh, all right.
had it
Okay.
up for show, and then he took it off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
But
fully
he was still-
expect him
he
to
was
play.
still out there.
I fully expect him to play versus the Bills.
Again,
I have to.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be on that field.
I would want him on that field for the first series, number ones versus number ones. I would want him there.
And then I'm hoping that as the preseason goes along, each game he's going to stay in there just a little bit longer.
You figure 2 series Saturday. Then the following week you give him the quarter.
Yeah,
And then the following week you give him the half.
if that, depending on.
Well, he's
Well,
young. He's young. He's your rookie. The dude's
I mean,
brand new
even
in the
a
league, and the
quarter's
more he can see now, the better. Because now you're approaching the beginning of the season. So if you only give him 1 quarter or less going into the season, and then expect him 100%, to me that just seems weird. I would want my guy.
I can get that. I can get that 100%.
Think about like baking bread here, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You got to let that
I think you
yeast
feel him
settle.
out though. You feel him out if he's not feeling it or he's not performing. You don't leave him in there. There's a confidence level thing that you have to take into.
If we're questioning the number 1 overall pick's confidence, which I know you're not, Patrick, but this falls under the not ready category, right? Like that would, because there could be a plethora of reasons why he's not ready. I think 3 of the big ones that would concern everyone would be injury, speed of game, or confidence. I think if any of those 3 are
Any
brought
of
to the
those could
table,
be a factor for sure, 100%.
but if they're brought to the table, that, oof.
Well, I know there's questions. There's question marks floating over their heads right now, whether or not they even have the confidence to put him in there, period. You have to, because you haven't seen him in a game do anything yet.
This is purely speculation. He plays Saturday and none of this goes away, or all of this goes away.
Yeah, it could. It very well could.
But the first week of practice was terrible. The second week, all you heard was growth. And now you're getting into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th weeks, and we're hearing more about his character and less about his play on the field. To me, analytically, that's concerning. And I need to see him play Saturday to drop a lot of these concerns.
I think that's been the biggest issue, especially coming out of college for him, is just his play. His play can speak a lot, but the way you move and the way you're interacting with personnel, it speaks volumes, because that determines if players even want to play for you. And especially at the quarterback position, It's one thing to think you're a hot shot and you can back it up, but you haven't shown anything outside of college yet. So it's like to say when people say he won a Heisman Trophy. Okay, so did Tim Tebow.
So did Johnny
Yeah,
Manziel.
but this is the thing. Did the Bears? They don't want a fucking Johnny Manziel out there. That's what they don't want. They don't want a head case because Johnny Manziel had all the talent in the world, but guess what? Mentally up here, he was fucking cuckoo.
Yeah. Johnny actually had a pretty nice interview.
But his lack of maturity in college played a huge factor of him translating into the pros because he had nobody to check him in college. And by the time he got to the pros, it was far too late. The stuff that he had going on in college carried over, and it did not carry over well.
Let's be honest. Caleb Williams had the same type of shit. He painted "fuck Utah" on his goddamn fingernails. Come on. Right. If that doesn't scream the most arrogant thing you can do, I don't know what it is. And not only that, they didn't make him take it off, which is weird to me.
I was laughing at the CJ Stroud question there. Can you do what CJ Stroud did last year, or something along those lines? And he was like, "Yeah." He said this. Yeah, personally, I like the Anthony Edwards approach. I don't give a fuck who anybody else is. I want you to be the best you.
Listen, at this point, again, you're a rookie. You can't really. It's one thing to be confident, but don't be a cocky little fucker. Like, you haven't proven anything to nobody yet.
Patrick and I did have an interesting conversation, though, PR.
Oh, yeah.
If he...
Go ahead and say it. Just say it.
It's hard for me to say it, okay?
Just go ahead and say it.
But the thing is that all of these conversations become a hell of a lot different when Caleb Williams goes out there and throws 10 tutties before his first interception. And we were laughing. We were like, man... PR is going to be like a waterfall, bro, and we just got to sit here and take it.
Don't tell me shit. I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. However, if by the time we reach you fuckers, and not only do we have a winning record, a better record, and he's on this streak of quarterback play as a rookie, I'm talking shit all day long. And I promise you, I will make time out of my day to make sure that we watch this game and we watch it together.
Oh, he's gonna have
together.
He'll have highlight reels. He'll have shorts and videos.
We're gonna watch it together.
So much Bears bullshit, you won't even be able to keep up with it.
We've embraced the possibility that there could be a reality where the Bears are relevant.
We're gonna have to deal with it. We play the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh yeah, y'all got to deal with him first.
Yeah, we got to deal with him first.
I love Mike to death, and I never hope my team loses. But the radio show will be much better for Mike if Green Bay doesn't win.
I'm telling you right now. If y'all
he might be busy.
If you think that I'm gonna be bad if we beat y'all,
I know.
If y'all lose week 1 to Mike,
I'll be. That's the worst part about football.
That's a whole year's worth of shit talking that you gotta.
We would have to wait to beat his ass in the playoffs. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah. You'll get one shot at this one.
The fact that you have to wait all the way till January to say anything.
My only hope after that would be at some point the Commanders beat the Eagles. Then I ain't got to worry about it no more.
Jaden, Mr. Little Ankles goes out there and beats
I don't trust ankles, but they got a backup.
They got a backup. You got a backup for the backup. Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry. Listen, Anthony Richardson's ankles were way better, and he lost his shoulder.
Anthony Richardson's stats, though, are absolutely... His college stats are trash.
Bro, listen.
They're terrible.
I've been saying that since he was drafted, period. And
at least Jaden Daniels dominated versus good defenses.
When he played with a great team like LSU, at Arizona State, he was terrible.
What do you mean Arizona State he was terrible? He had great stats at Arizona State. They just didn't have a good team.
Wasn't Herm
Garbage.
head coach at that time?
40 touchdown passes at Arizona State.
Total? In 3 seasons?
I think he only played one. I thought he only played 1 year.
Yeah, no, he played 3. He played.
He didn't start all the games.
He played 3 fucking seasons with ASU, and then his last goddamn season at LSU. That's all I'm saying, bro. If he didn't go to LSU, he wouldn't have even been a top 10 pick.
It's not like they didn't have
LSU was not that good
talent.
either.
They weren't that great.
No, but they had a wide receiver that got him the yards he needed to be in consideration.
Speaking of which, so is he the receiver that they said that the Lions couldn't cover, or were they?
No, the Lions couldn't cover any Giants receivers.
Really, they only got 2 decent ones.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm taking a wild guess saying one of them had to have been Neighbors.
Oh, one of them was definitely Neighbors. I'm not talking about him anymore because you sons of bitches will draft him before me. Call you.
I got the card, Charles. The card is.
Oh yeah, but for the card, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
still
for the
waiting
card.
on the invite
Yeah.
to the league.
Hey, talk to the commissioner.
What's this?
I'm waiting. I thought I was getting an invite to the league.
You are in the league. We haven't even started this yet.
Listen, I thought the league was already created and you're just inviting people because we've had the same league on the same app for 7 years now.
We had to boot a few people out. That's why I didn't. That's why I haven't created it because I'm only going to send it to the people. Like I think Adam from my work is back in. Another guy from Luke might be back in again this year, but obviously we're kicking a few people out because they were just not performing and bitching and complaining. But yeah, you guys are definitely back in. We already got you guys replaced on the old board. Have we figured it out with Nate and them?
I'm still waiting because I think there's only 7 people in the league, and I don't know what's the body count that he's trying to put on there.
8. I think 8's your minimum.
So we just got to find at least one more to set it up, and then.
What about Joey? Anybody reach out to Fat Guy Loves Cake?
He is too. His YouTube channel blew up big time, so that's his full
busy.
job.
He went political and it blew up, eh?
Yeah, he does this. He does this
cool.
weird political thing, like politically incorrect videos, and he does pretty good, I guess. He makes money off of it. So
Well, cancel culture's leaving. They're like,
Is it though?
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's getting
It is.
blown up.
It's enough. Okay, we get that your feelings are hurt, but it's the internet. Keep scrolling. That's all you got to do. It's weird, I know, but just whoop, and
what
you're
about
done.
our buddy from?
What about Clint?
I don't know if Clint plays fantasy
know if
sports.
Clint plays
What about our
fantasy
other
sports.
buddy, the comedian from Ohio? Hunter.
Yeah, Mr. Reed.
Yeah, he had a
we
podcast
shoot
at
out
one
to-
point in time.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's always making
Yeah.
shit up on stage. So
Yeah,
I sent him
there
that
you go.
Chinese joke the other day. I said, "There's something gold here." I didn't realize it at the point.
We'll send him an invite or ask him if he wants to join. And
To shoot a
he's got to get on
message to him.
Insta though, so we can add him to the group chat.
Yeah. Oh, there's a group chat on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to accept it, my guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're in it. Yeah.
I believe you're in it. I'm
do that
almost
later.
certain you're in it.
Yeah, I'm always in it. I'm the champ, baby. How can I not be in it? You know what I'm saying?
This is a new.
I could get-
Nobody's a champ yet.
I could get Keith Murphy. We had Keith Murphy on the podcast. He just did a big interview with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. I liked him. He was fun.
He was the guy that did the drunk driving video.
Yeah.
The beer in the trunk with the sports car. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So it is still preseason. My biggest fear.
My
If-
hope
if
is
people-
just to see people.
Well,
I want to see
people
the
are-
rookies. That's all.
If people take my bashing of the Lions incorrectly, the Lions yes, absolutely. The Lions are a good football team. I've never said the Lions aren't a good football team. And they've got great players, minus Ryan Tannehill Jr. They've got great players. Okay?
Great players. Excellent
Great players. They've got a good quarterback. They've got a quarterback they can win with. They spent too
the
much
bench.
money on him now,
And
but
then
still.
Hooker.
My thing with the Detroit Lions is they don't know how to organizationally handle success. And you're seeing it. They're coming to the field as of now with the feeling that they're making it to the Super Bowl, not that they're going to earn their way to the Super Bowl. And they came into a practice with the Giants thinking that the Giants were trash, and the Giants started to run all over them, and you end up with a whole bunch of fights on the field because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown was getting eaten alive by the Giants rookie out there, proving himself. So it's not that Amon-Ra St. Brown is terrible, but he walked up and looked at his opponent as if he was less. And that's what my fear for the Detroit Lions was. It was the fear a couple weeks ago leading into the season. It's why I don't pick them to win the NFC North or even make it far in the playoffs, because they are not earning it. They
This is your
feel like they
prototypical-
deserve it.
Yeah.
And
this
you
is
never
your
win.
prototypical play down to your competition type scenario.
Absolutely. They're
You
and
don't,
now
you
go
don't
ahead.
want this. If you're the Lions,
right.
you don't want this at all.
Dan Campbell is a coach that can stop it, but he's also a player's coach, and he's not going to try and kill the intensity of his team. So it's a very fine line. I don't think Campbell can do it. I don't think a player's coach has that ability.
I don't think he's that type of coach where he has the ability. I agree with you 100%. Like, we've talked about this. I'd like Campbell as a coach, but I don't believe he should be a head coach.
Absolutely.
A linebackers coach, maybe?
Hell, an assistant to be honest with you.
A GM, there you go.
I think it's nothing against the team in general. It's
leadership, and he doesn't have it.
And if you're looking at Ryan Tannehill Jr. to be your leader, obviously that hasn't been successful wherever he's been. Be it with the Titans, the Rams, or they're so close to each other, minus the haircut, bro.
Out there. Charles, he's his doppelganger.
That you can't take wrong. I'm just throwing that out there. That you can't take wrong. The rest of it, I think the Lions have a good football team. But I also think the Minnesota Vikings have a good football team. And I think that'll prove itself as the season goes along.
Did you just say that the Vikings have a good football team?
Their only question is at quarterback. Yeah, I do. I think
they
have a good football team.
To win like 6 football games this year.
And their coach is an offensive genius, and his weapons did get better this year. So it's not hard to Sam Darnold, not very accurate, but has a good deep ball throw. It's not very hard for O'Connell to keep the passes inside 10 yards, especially with Aaron Jones, TJ Hawkinson, and Justin Jefferson. Then you get that hyper focus on the 10-yard and Jefferson over the top. You have a decent defense. As long as you keep teams under 21 points a game, you've got a chance to win. Do I think the Vikings are going to be great? Hell no.
Year, so
listen, I don't think the Vikings are a playoff team. No, I think they're a good team. There are many other teams in the NFL who are
winning 6 football games this year.
That's generous.
Yeah.
I could a 500 Minnesota Vikings team wouldn't surprise me. I don't think their strength of schedule is that ridiculous either. I think that helps them a lot.
I don't have faith in that quarterback. That quarterback has had plenty of opportunities.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm also talking to 2 people who have more faith in a guy who's never performed on a football field.
Who?
Caleb Williams.
I never said nothing about him. I said I want to see him play.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I want to see. I guess I'm one of those people. I'm like you, Charles. I want to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on that same boat too.
Yeah, I'm not believing there's going to be some kind of weird miracle that's going to happen in the preseason. I'm just assuming that he's going to come out there, like you said, he's going to play a series or 2, and that we're at least going to be able to see, can he read a defense? You're going to be able to see that based off of where his eyes go, his head, his motion, his pre-snap, all this stuff. You're going to be able to tell where he's at. Or at least the coaches will be able to if they evaluate correctly.
My biggest thing when it comes to the Bears at this point is when you have certain analysts and even some fans in these groups on Facebook that want to throw us in this Super Bowl picture already. And don't get me wrong, I'm excited that we're even in there are even sentences that have Super Bowl winning and Chicago Bears in the same sentence. Don't get me wrong. That is I'm ecstatic to hear that buzz. But let's not try to get ahead of ourselves so quickly and act because we drafted Caleb Williams. Now we have a savior. And I'm like, he still has to win games. He has to put the ball in play, and he has to be the quarterback that he's expected to be, this generational talent that they keep tagging him with. And until, again, will I look like a dumbass for saying that, no, I don't think we can win the Super Bowl this year, and then we even just make it to the Super Bowl? Yeah. But I'd rather look like a dumbass than get hyped and look like a Cowboys fan and be disappointed every year.
To add to that point, too, last year, so what was the last 8 games? People were talking the last 8 games, the Bears defense was hot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last 8 games, you played the Panthers, the Vikings, the Cardinals, the Falcons. Those were your wins. You did beat the Lions after losing to them in that stretch, right? But your losses came to the Lions, the Browns, and the Packers, which were all playoff teams. So you beat the hell out of teams that were in the top 5 draft picks, and you got beat by playoff teams. And all I heard was how great that defense was. when your last 8 games, 5 of the 8 are against teams that didn't manage more than 5 fucking wins combined, you should have stats that look really good.
Yeah.
Right? But then you go and lose to the teams that made it to the playoffs, specifically to teams that either should have or did make it to the NFC Championship game. So I agree with you, Paul, because I don't know. I'm not sure where that. Do you think that hype was created from CJ Stroud?
I think Caleb Williams' hype came from his sophomore year after what he did in USC, winning the Heisman, doing all that stuff. And it mellowed out last year because he had a subpar last year at USC. But I'm almost certain seeing what CJ Stroud did last year and already the hype already around Caleb Williams, and you put both of those two together, people think that Caleb Williams can do what CJ Stroud did, if not better. And I'm like, again, I need to see it before I can claim that he's better than CJ Stroud or he's the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. Like, you're putting big expectations on somebody that hasn't even won a national championship in college, and his best thing was he has a Heisman Trophy. Again, that means squat to me when you put it on the table.
Bro, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Does 2020's quarterback draft class go down in history as one of the best? Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts.
No.
I'm like, productive wise, just
I can see 5+ Super Bowls coming from that group.
because name those lists again. You had Joe at first overall.
Joe Burrow,
already been to a Super Bowl.
Tua Tagovailoa.
He's getting there, but he's also a national champion, so he has pedigree.
Justin Herbert, who we have yet to know who Justin Herbert is.
Right. So
we had this conversation the other day. People, we respect their opinion, blah, blah, blah. They are
he
telling us.
He still has a lot to prove still for me.
He's out of the cake. But then you got Jordan Love, who, if he doesn't have 2 Super Bowl rings, he'll have 1. It's hard to think otherwise.
Jalen Hurts
right
already
now.
been to a Super Bowl.
Jalen Hurts
proven that he
already
could be a
been.
good quarterback, elite top.
Talk to me in 8 years, but 2020 could go down as one of the greatest quarterback draft classes
I think
of all time.
It probably will make top 5, but you got 71. You had Joe Theismann, Archie Manning, Jim Plunkett, Ken Anderson, Lynn Dickey. It'll go down as top 5. I mean, 2004, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, Matt Schaub, John Elway, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, and Ken O'Brien. It's gonna be hard to beat that one. There's 4 out of 5 Hall of Famers on that one. But yeah, it could be top 2.
We have a handful. We have a handful of.
It's early. It's early.
It's early yet, but I'm loving it. The reason I got into this is I believe the Bears hype was created due to CJ Stroud's success last season. And I looked into and so I started to look. The last hype I remember was Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So I looked into who was coming out of the draft class after Kyler Murray, and it ended up being Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. So I put my own foot in my mouth, to be honest with you, because the hype around Joe Burrow was just as electric because of what Kyler Murray did with the Cardinals in his first season. Right. And it ended up being justified more or less. Joe Burrow is that guy. So I don't. Maybe we've entered into an athletic era where the one and done in this quarterback scenario is gone. Maybe it is more
so
CJ Stroud. Maybe it is more CJ Stroud, Kyler Murray type atmosphere, and this is what has me scared though. Is this going to push the thought process to, if you didn't have that success in your first year, are you now treated as if you're not the guy?
I'm like, I think we're already there because I think most cases, I don't want to say it in this scenario, but let's just throw Justin Fields, Mr. Trubisky. Like, you didn't produce within your first rookie contract, so there was no expectations of re-signing you because you didn't do anything, right? And I feel like we've moved past the point of trying to develop quarterbacks versus just throw them into the fire and expect greatness within the first 2 years. If you don't make it within the first 2 years, you're gone. We're getting another one. And it's gotten to the point where everybody's coming out of college acting like they're getting graded as this top prospect and not capable of being what they're expected to do.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna throw some karma on it for you. Analytically, I think the Bears should have kept Justin while drafting Caleb, fully knowing that Caleb is the guy moving forward, but allowing Caleb to grow in our system.
Because this is the thing. If Justin Fields would have had another good year, or a good year, this final contract, the pieces that you could have traded for.
A sign and trade.
Trade for that.
Because you would have had the capital to do a sign and trade.
Because if you're
on
already
the spot and then still giving money to DJ Moore and other people just a season later. Now maybe this CD Lamb and Justin Jefferson thing, maybe this screwed it up. Maybe this forced hands that we don't know. Because had the Bears paid CD Lamb last year, they wouldn't have this issue. Or not the Bears, I'm sorry. The Cowboys paid CD Lamb last year. And if they would have paid Dak the year prior, we wouldn't even be in this scenario right now.
Because now you got potentially losing both of their top players.
Oh, they're going
into
to
this offseason. Because you're going to lose at least one of them. One of them's
they're going to lose them both
at a minimum.
They're going to screw it up, yeah.
But it's saying at a minimum you're losing one or the other. Just where does Jerry Jones going to lay his loyalty down to? Is it going to be to his receiver, or is it going to be to his franchise quarterback? And we've seen with Jerry Jones time and time again, he screws the pooch more times than none, and he's going to screw somebody over yet again. And I got my money that he's losing both. In my opinion, you're losing both of them. And then it's like all you're going to have left is Micah Parsons. And after next year,
you piss that away too, probably.
So again, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens this next offseason when it comes to Dallas.
Recently, the Cowboys have expressed extending Dak over CD Lamb.
I hear you. That sounds good out loud.
That's the smartest move, because you're gonna find out in Minnesota, especially if what most of a majority of the people are saying, Justin Jefferson is sweet, but to me, taking Justin Jefferson in the first round is a risk in fantasy football.
Why is this?
Who's throwing him the ball?
That's why they're not a winning team.
Yeah.
What if?
No, I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just
what if by some wacko miracle? I mean, when I tell you it's a wacko.
I don't like where this is going, but all right, I'm here.
What if Dallas and Minnesota find to do another trade?
Dak for Justin Jefferson?
I think CD Lamb's coming to Green Bay.
I don't think that trade away Justin Jefferson, but they find a way to get Dak to Minnesota on a sign and trade.
The way Jay McCarthy's playing, I expect to see him week 6.
I think he's going to be there before week 6.
Yeah. It's also why I think Minnesota's going to win more games. I don't know.
But if Dallas doesn't sign Dak, which I feel like, as much as I don't like Dallas, I think that's probably not the smartest move as the Cowboys organization.
Where would Dak go?
The only team that for me that comes to mind is the Raiders.
You know what team comes to mind for me? And they'll have the money and the coaching staff? Seattle. Seattle. You'll go be with old Mike McDonald up there. The Geno Smith experiment will be over.
Yeah. At some point, they got to get rid of him.
Yeah, they'll have a good defense. They'll have weapons, especially DK Metcalf. Can you imagine?
It's going to be interesting to see.
Can you imagine Dak with DK Metcalf?
I'm like, he already has a DK Metcalf-ish type player in City, so he would know how to function with something like that already.
Who's the other one too? Doug Baldwin, I believe he's still there.
I think so.
Would he be there? I don't know. But you don't have a lot of money anywhere. You're quietly rebuilding. You're basically next year a quarterback away from being in the playoffs. And
do the Jets move away from Aaron Rodgers and try to persuade Dak?
No. If Aaron gets hurt this year, possibly, but they're not going to have the money that Seattle has. Mostly because their money now is wrapped up in building a team and Aaron Rodgers, right? So Seattle on the other front would have a plethora of money to give to the quarterback position. Right. Wouldn't even be a question. They'd get $60 million all day. You've already got everyone else. I just think, personally, I think Seattle would be the better fit.
Yeah.
And I think it would give Dak the best chance to stick it to the 49ers.
Twice a year.
Fair enough.
That would be a different kind of blue team. That'd be weird.
I can see Jerry Jones trading Dak for Brock Purdy, though.
2 San Francisco quarterbacks on the same team all over again? Oh,
that'd be so funny. I
do you know how insane Mike would act if by some reason Brock Purdy ended up in Dallas and he had to play him twice a year?
Yep.
Do you realize how fucking upset he would be every single week that happens?
In this scenario, the Dallas Cowboys are without Mike McCarthy because they don't like winning. They're without Dak Prescott because they don't know how to pay anybody, and they're all without CeeDee Lamb because they don't know how to pay him either.
It doesn't change the fact that if that were to happen, Mike would be over the moon if he could say, "I beat Brock Purdy twice a year, suck my toe."
The thing is, I joke a little bit about like players like Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb headed to Green Bay, right? Green Bay next year is going to be interesting. They have money, and they're going to continue to have money. They'll have money at that point to pick up another number 1 wide receiver or something specific on the defense. A really nice offseason piece on the defense.
Yeah.
It's all going to boil down to the production of the wide receivers this year. I don't think it falls on Jordan Love so much as it does how do our wide receivers produce. If Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, old Heath boy there, and Christian Watson, if one of those 4 become a true number 1, okay. But at the same time, can you imagine that staff with 1 less person, and then you throw in like a CeeDee Lamb or a Justin Jefferson or a Devontae Adams? The world changes overnight for that offense because then you've got Josh Jacobs, a really good offensive line, and a great quarterback throwing the ball in ridiculous spots. I wouldn't be shocked next offseason if that number 1 wide receiver gets picked up by Green Bay. We're in a new world now. How we used to win isn't how we're going to win moving forward.
Right.
And our front office figured that out, and we've seen it this year. We went out in that and made a huge splash in the market. And if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, people would only be talking about Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs and the Xavier McKinney, then Dallas with the hold my beer shit. Hold on, you're not talking about me? Let me shake the world. We're going all in this offseason.
All in the couch.
It's going to be interesting to me. The football season is here, to be honest with you.
It's officially here. There's a lot of wives and girlfriends that are upset. And luckily, my wife knows that on Sundays, especially, as soon as I get home from church, I am to be not to be disturbed.
I got YouTube TV on my phone. Doesn't matter where I go nowadays.
I can watch it anywhere. But as soon as I step into this office, if you see my computer screen split into 2 and he's on,
that's
my child does not like me on Sundays.
I'll have games up there, games here, game on my phone.
Let's see. At a minimum, my setup, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens playing a game.
Yeah.
And then on my tablet, I have Red Zone just because I can.
Yeah.
Apparently, I've been paying for Red Zone since we did the draft last fucking April, and I just got charged for it.
Oh, I don't pay for anything.
I was like, "What is this?" You're gonna have to send me the.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Charles is like, "Ooh."
It's already too late. I already paid for everything.
You got it, but I haven't paid for cable in a long time.
Yeah, I'll deal with it later.
We're here now.
Yeah, we'll deal with it later.
Yeah, it's so to wrap things up. The Cubs still suck. And
not as much as the White Sox.
Oh my god, dude!
20 games,
bro.
20 freaking games. You can't even win one by accident.
What is happening?
Did you see the highlights? It was like they were trying to lose the last one. Dude, the blooper went into the outfield and the guy's routine ground ball. Nope.
We might be sucking in Chicago right now, but we're not sucking like the White Sox.
No, and actually, listen, the Cubbies are doing fine. You're not the Cincinnati Reds, to be honest with you.
Chicago's been catching up. We
just need St. Louis, Chicago, and Pittsburgh to keep beating the hell out of each other. That's fine the Brewers will be just fine. I bring this conversation up here shortly too because it wasn't until the last 72 hours that any other national team not named the Dodgers, Phillies, or Brewers had 60 wins. And because the Phillies and Dodgers are smacking the way they're smacking too, the Brewers are a young team. They're going through a little bit right now. But I think we're 3 games out of first place in the National League, 4 games out of first place in the National League. It's not unheard of as the bats wake up. You know what I'm saying?
Does it even matter who won the All-Star game, the National League or the American League?
Are they still doing that?
Yes, they're still doing that.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah, they're still doing
Baseball's
that.
terrible. It matters. It would matter. No, it would matter to not have to play the Braves, right? Because that's what it's looking like right now. Because we're either playing the Braves or the Phillies in the playoffs. Because the top wild card team we're going to end up seeing them.
Yeah.
So,
are the Dodgers top? Dodgers are top right now, right?
No, I think the Phillies.
Okay, never mind. It was 2016 they ended it. Wow, I thought they were still doing that for years.
Yeah, no,
I'm glad that it's gone.
Yeah. They did it for 13 seasons, so that was bad enough.
It was. We still.
I thought that was the dumbest rule ever. I'm like, I'm the best league. I'm the best player, best team in MLB.
I think,
and I got to be the visitor.
There's multiple teams that won 100 games.
But that's the thing. How do I win 115 games and I'm the visitor?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah,
and it was a punishment.
Don't punish me.
Yeah. Charles, you got a fun fact, or does Paul got a dad joke?
Dad jokes first. I'm pulling up the fun facts right now.
All right. I pulled out the book. Say when.
Go ahead.
2.5 games, Charles.
We're 2.5 games out of first place in
first place in the NL.
That's people are the Brewers are 2.5 games out of first place in the National League. Y'all need to miss me with all this random fandom analytical baloney.
Say that one more time.
We're 2.5 games out of first place in the National League. That's with the last 30 days.
Oh, 3.5. My bad.
That's
3.5.
That's still not bad. We still got 2 months left in baseball.
They didn't play today.
We didn't play today.
Half game back.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, but there's two months left in baseball. A lot can happen in 2 months. A lot.
Oh my God, it's weird. I was like, hey, we're gonna make it to the playoffs. We should be worried about the Braves as a wild card team. The Pirates are gonna make it to the playoffs before we do. Shut the fuck. Are you fucking kidding? The Pirates have that young pitch. Their bullpen is trash, their closer's trash, and their bats are Andrew fucking McCutcheon, who's 56 years old.
The Brewers are 48-32 versus right-handed pitching. That means you know what that means they are versus left-handed pitching?
14,
14-17.
Yeah.
Which isn't terrible. Isn't terrible.
I'm like, there's not a lot of left-handed pitchers to begin with, but it's not bad.
When we talk to Tim, and Tim's like, you want to make it to the major leagues? Be a lefty that can throw above 95. He goes straight to the big leagues.
Because it's unheard of. You don't see a lot of lefties out here doing stuff like that.
No, they don't sustain it anyway.
Yeah. I got one dad joke.
Hit us with the dad joke. Okay.
What did the orca say to his Valentine?
I don't know.
You be mine.
I was going to say something about Shamu, but...
That's why I love the narwhals.
Narwhals.
Oh, have you seen the narwhals? Here's some interesting facts about Wyoming. The name Wyoming comes from a Native American expression that means at the Big Plains, referring to the high elevation prairies in parts of the state. Wyoming is the 44th state of the United States and officially became a state on July 10th, 1890. It is the 10th largest state by land area, but has the lowest population of all states with just over 550,000 residents. What's the capital of Wyoming?
I don't even know a city in Wyoming.
Jefferson City.
Okay, so it's Cheyenne. all of you need to watch. All of you need to listen to the Animaniacs State Capitol song while you're going to sleep.
It's probably got like 50,000 people. I'm not going to know that one. I don't know Rhode Island either.
Yellowstone National Park, the first official national park in the United States, is located within Wyoming's borders. And despite having 23 counties, Wyoming has only one area code, 307, and falls entirely within the mountain time. The whole state is a 307 area code. That's pretty intense.
I was right. 64,000 people.
The hottest recorded temperature. I've been in hotter. 115 degrees. While the coldest,
that's a cakewalk.
I have not been in colder weather. 62 below was my coldest. 66 below.
Fahrenheit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 62 below was my lowest.
You're not making it anywhere.
He's talking about when he was in Alaska. We had winters in the UP
this was
that were in the
Yellowstone.
50s. Yeah, 50 below.
Yeah,
So,
50 below. Yeah.
And Charles lived in Alaska. That's where he probably hit your 60.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Thanks. The most purchased merchandise in Wyoming. Give us a guess.
I'm going to say buffalo jerky.
Wyoming. Hot sauce.
You're Puerto Rican, I'll forgive you. Wyoming cowboy apparel.
That was close. Buffalo.
I'm not supposed to know that.
Fans of the University of Wyoming often purchase clothing and gear related to the Wyoming Cowboys. This includes hats, t-shirts, jerseys, and other sports attire. Rounding out the top 5, number 2, Western wear. Given Wyoming's cowboy heritage, Western-style clothing is quite popular. Outdoor gear coming in at number 3. Wyoming's rugged landscapes attract outdoor enthusiasts. Coming in at number 4, jewelry. That one was weird to me. Some visitors seek out jewelry made from Black Hills gold, elk, ivory, and turquoise. Elk! Get the tomato juice! Get the tomato juice! Which are unique to the region. Coming in at number 5, homemade chocolates. Local chocolatiers offer delicious handmade chocolates and confections. So you're about the middle of the pack. There's not a lot of things there, so I understand why a college would have the top merchandise spot, outdoorsy area, the 10th largest state.
I'm still tripping about the area code.
Well, there's only like a
Being
million
whole
people.
state.
in the
That
whole
is
state.
wild.
Come on.
550,000, actually.
Yeah, there's even
less than
half a million people.
Yeah, 23 counties, though.
In that
23
big ass
counties.
state, there's only 500,000 people living in there.
A little
And I
more,
think
five-
there's
a little more,
almost half a million people in the UP. There's 400,000 now.
No, maybe now. Last I looked, and I don't remember whether it was like 372,000. Minus me now, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Wayne County outvotes the Upper Peninsula by itself.
It took a dive, Charles.
Yeah,
It was 324,000. Now it's down to 301,400.
Yeah,
May
yeah,
2024, they did a census.
Yeah, and in
It
10
dropped
years
20.
ago-
It dropped 24,000 people. That's a lot.
yeah,
It's almost.
I could,
That's almost 10%.
They
Yeah.
got tired.
like I said, it doesn't. Living in the UP, you are a slave to the Lower Peninsula. 100%.
Yeah, no matter what you vote,
It doesn't
nothing
matter.
you vote for makes a difference. Yeah.
Nothing you say, nothing you do. So at one point, I was looking into becoming a .gov navigator, and found out that the .gov navigator for the UP resides 40 minutes below the bridge.
Wow.
So the guy who does stuff for the Upper Peninsula doesn't even live in the Upper Peninsula. In a state that has 2 .gov navigators, 2, most states have 1. Michigan has 2. One resides 40 minutes below the bridge. The other one resides, I think, in Lansing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Wayne County has over 1 million people in it. It legitimately, the Lower Peninsula doesn't even give the Upper Peninsula energy. When the Upper Peninsula, we just talked about this on a previous show, when the
You have to
Upper
buy it.
Peninsula needs extra energy, it buys it from Wisconsin. All gas and oil come from Wisconsin because legally you can't transport it over the
Any
bridge.
renewable energy, they have to get it from Wisconsin,
Yeah,
basically.
there was a pipeline for propane, and
And they shut it down, shut
Propane,
line,
yeah,
whatever
it
line
would
it
have
was.
dropped propane costs for the Upper Peninsula 40%. But some EPA group went fucking crazy in Wayne County.
It had a pinhole leak, and they were afraid about it bursting, so they shut it down.
Yep. Instead of fixing it, yeah.
Instead of fixing it, they could have fixed it for a couple $1 million or something.
Yeah, I'm not shocked that people are leaving the Upper Peninsula from the healthcare, because the state puts no money up there, none. Bro, the Green Bay Packers have traveled to the Upper Peninsula more than any professional Michigan team. And in fact, the only time the Red Wings were up there is because the NHL did that effing hockey town thing.
Intramural hockey.
Yeah, and
champions.
Nagani ended up getting voted in as one of the cities. But it wasn't even the Red Wings that came. It was two Canadian teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. No money gets put in up there. Absolutely none. And it's all like small town government. So it's towns filled with people. If you don't have a last, dude. If you don't have a last name, it doesn't matter.
Politics, yeah.
The city we were from decided that the roads in the town were good enough. We want to build a roadside park instead. So they took the funds from the road and built a roadside park, and then said, once the park starts making money, we'll put that money back into the roads. Right? 2 years later, they're like, yeah, but we can make more money if we extend the park. So let's take that money we were going to put back and re-extend the park. And at that point, I moved out. But yeah, I'm not shocked. It's a beautiful place filled with beautiful people.
I love going home. I just don't like staying there.
Yeah, but it's a joke. So
yeah, I can't live there. That's why Charles and I do not live there.
Yeah,
I love going home. Love seeing family. I just do not want to be there. I can't stand living there.
It's like the whole living thing too. To do really anything at all, you got to spend the better part of a weekend. Or the better part of a week planning for a weekend. Hell, even going to a Walmart where we used to live. I think the closest Walmart, dude, was like 53 minutes away.
Yeah.
When you're living 53 minutes from a Walmart, you're in trouble. So I wonder if Wyoming has that same problem with the one area code in the 23 counties.
Maybe, but they have oil money probably, and they have the big national park that brings in a shit ton of money. So let's look it up, Charles. Let's look up their GDP.
I'm asking the internet, is there more General Dollars than Walmarts in Wyoming? Certainly. In Wyoming, there are 31 Family Dollar stores, while there are no Walmart stores. What? There's no Walmart stores? My glasses are fogging up. It's time to take them off. There are no Walmart stores in Wyoming?
No.
There's no Walmarts in Wyoming?
There's no Walmarts in Wyoming?
The whole state?
The whole state, according to the internet, right here.
Not even like a neighborhood Walmart, nothing? That's impossible. There's no way.
I'm on the walmart.com/store directory right now.
How does that even work out that way?
Why are there no Walmarts?
In the whole damn state.
In the whole state. Look at this. Hey, wait a minute. There are 12 Walmart stores in Wyoming. 2 in Casper, 2 in Cheyenne.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so the question, what the hell?
Because that would have been hella weird.
So in terms of General Dollar stores, Family Dollar has a presence, but Walmart, why would it say that? There are 13 Walmarts in Wyoming. Anyways, learn something new every day. But yeah, there's way more Family Dollars than Walmarts. I wonder if that's
Family Dollar everywhere.
I wonder if that's true everywhere.
What's that?
I apologize for any confusion, but according to available data, there are no Walmart stores in Wyoming.
I'm sorry that I confused you because there's no Walmarts, but
there is.
Apparently, but according to the Walmart store directory, which you tell me to click on, there's 2 in Casper Supercenters, 2 in Cheyenne.
Well, maybe when that was put out, they neglected to include those 2 Casper stores.
What the fuck did Walmart do to Microsoft?
Must have pissed them off.
Pissed them off so terribly.
They're probably mad that they bought the Broncos and they were trying to. Maybe, I don't know. Bill Gates is bored and he's like,
they didn't want to give up those 2 Casper stores.
Fucking Walmart.
Yeah, but there's 18 of them. That's crazy. I told the internet, it's like, I'm sorry to have confused you, but no, there's not.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
What do you mean there's not a Walmart? No, not technically. That's not true.
Maybe there.
Okay, maybe there might be a handful. There's a baker's dozen there.
Oh my God, that's wild. Listen, thank you everybody for sticking with us this long. Sorry about that Walmart confusion, but there are no Walmarts in Wyoming. We appreciate all your comments, your likes, your shares, your everything. The world is a much better place with you in it, and we love you more.